I'm trying to bring it home, even if I gotta do it on my own. I'm a motherfucking killer, 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 killer. And I'm the one to blame. Now that I'm around, shit'll never be the same. I'm a killer, 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 nigga.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Legend with another Division build video. Today is going to be a different format from my usual build videos. This one's going to focus around I guess a particular attribute of a build. And this will be focused around the optimal range portion. I was just going through the builds one day and I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to make a build that is going to let players know the weapons that can be the most effective at the farthest distance in each weapon archetype class. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the build. As you can see, this is pretty much a pistol based build because the whole purpose of me creating this build was to make a sniper pistol. Kind of how like I did in the Division 1 when I made the sniper shotgun build. I was like, you know what? I wonder if I can make the pistol a sniper rifle. And I came very close to doing it. In fact, I think I actually have met that standard. So let's go into the build so you can see what I got. I mean, nothing spectacular here. It's just for the pistol damage with the RNK mask. I got the chest piece, Alp Summit. As you can see, nothing spectacular at all there. We jump to the holster, which is the key component to make this build a sniper pistol build. You need this because, as you can see at the sleight of hand, the second one from the bottom says 400% optimal range. And when we get to that portion, I will explain it. I won't be able to demonstrate that inside this shooting range because the target can only go so far back. But I will give you the numbers of what it's supposed to be. Just keep that in mind. 400% optimal range. And I also need to go back here for the rest of the weapons. I got 5% optimal range mod on here and a 7% optimal range mod on there. As you can see, we're gonna go over to the knee pads, and like I said, this is made for the shield build, so you can have a sniper pistol on the shield. And once again, 6% optimal range on there. Like I said, you need the 2-piece for the pistol damage. And then one more optimal range mod here, I believe you have 6%. And then, as you can see, the rest of the stuff is focused around skill power for the shield build. So, like I said, I went to each weapon class and selected the weapons that had the most optimal range, period. And then the effectiveness of each range, and I tested them out, and this is what I came up with. So for the shotguns, the best shotgun for optimal range would be the Super 90, and as you can see, I got a very good one. One of them has Ranger for the talents, and then optimal range on that as well. And as you can see, instead of going into the actual each and every single weapon, I'm just gonna give you the mods category in the right hand side. As you can see, the long optics rail has 20% optimal range mod on there, and then accuracy and reload speed. And since it's already equipped, I can go ahead and go to the stats and show you the distance that is effective at. Hold up, I think I switched it over. I know that wasn't right. So the optimal range on this one is be 22. 22, which is pretty good. And let's see if it can hit that target down there. As you see, it can lock onto it. But the thing with the shotguns is that when you scope in, it's gonna spray all over the place. So unless they bring the medvet back, it's not gonna be effective as a long distance. But you can get that maximum range you can where you're in the PvP fights. But as you can see, I'm gonna shoot it, and I only got a little bit. I'm gonna shoot it again, a little bit. As you can see, the damage drop off is significant. The last hit was only 19k, and it hits for 125. That's the only bad thing about these shotguns. If the medvet was back and had that one-sided slug, I would have got all 125 just like in the Division 1. But I think they changed that on purpose. So you will have sniper shotguns, and that's with Ranger and the distance. All the other shotguns don't even come close. The next weapon would be for the rifle class, and it's the classic M1A. As you can see, I also have optimal range on it. The only thing I'm missing on here is Ranger, but as you can see, I can roll it on there if I want to. And then 20% optimal range, 20% optimal range, and 10% accuracy for the mods. And that moves me over. Let's see if I can get back to it. With a grand total of the range sitting at 93, which is pretty damn good. 93 is greater than all the sniper rifles in the game. Period. This rifle shoots farther than every gun in the game outside of the pistols. And we're gonna see the damage drop off. We're gonna aim down sights. Good shot. Might as well finish off the target. And you see from that distance it hits for 95k. If we look at the actual weapon itself, you actually gain more damage over the distance somehow, which is weird, but as you guys can see, you guys seen the numbers firsthand in the demonstration. So then we're gonna go to the surprise. One of the surprises, the Police M4. This gun shoots further than any other AR in the game, and the only other guns that really come close would be, I guess the Carbine 7 and maybe an AK, but when you want to test the AK fell short. The Carbine 7, as you can see, the damage drop off, according to that little lazy graph that they just threw in there, it's not bad at all. And let's see if we go in here, we can add. Oh, we can't. So I'm actually gonna lose a little bit, but you can also add on another 30% on there for your optimal range. So even without that, let's drop down 20% optimal range. Like I said, you can add 30, so that's 50% optimal range. Then another 10% for the muzzle, and then stability. This gun is built for distance, and since it has a high rate of fire already, decent accuracy, and is one of the better guns in the game, it's gonna be one of my go-to for PvP, so I can shoot people when they're trying to run away. And I have to get back so I can reset everything. And this gun shoots for a whopping 46, and mind you, that's without that extra 30% on there. So for 46 ADS 24, so it's still good. Still good, and even from a further distance, you see the drop off. It's not that bad, and that's because I'm running measured on here anyway. So the numbers it's not gonna be really consistent, but even from a further distance, it's still 19. So that's what you get for right there. Now the next one would be the safety distance, and of course it's for this talent right here, Perfect Outsider. Now we drop down, you see what mods I have on there. It's accuracy, rounds, accuracy, then the optimal range on there. So I believe since it has a let's swap that over there, so we can put more optimal range on there. Now we'll double check, make sure everything's still good to go, and it should be. So with this weapon, safety distance, it's gonna go for 32. Now 32, and then you can pretty much add that or multiply it by 150, and that'll be its range after you get the talent proc, which would be after killing an enemy, you gain 150% optimal range and 150% accuracy for 10 seconds. And that's huge, and that's also added on with the 50% optimal range on there. So the best way I can show it, right, if I shoot this target over here, now I got the talent proc, and I can shoot from down there with no damage drop off. That's insane. So this gun is not being used too much, but as you can see, after you kill a target, you can shoot all the way back there if need be. The best SMG period for optimal range will be the safety distance, as the name entails. And then we're going to go to the next class, will be the LMG. The LMG, the military classic or the black market M60 is the best. Now for this one, I also have an optimal range on there as well. And as you can see, the damage drop off is way later. Always like this gun since like the Division 1 because it was pretty much an automatic sniper rifle because of the damage drop off. A little bit of history about this weapon. This weapon was also used in Vietnam and certain helos, even to this day, as its mounted or service weapon. So this thing do hit hard in real life. And the game they kind of nerfed it, you know, because they didn't want to be too OP, but it is what it is. And to really get the full benefit of this, I don't have it active right now, but landing, you know, landing shots add a stack of 3% weapon handling if you use a steady-handed talent. Paired up with this, it's pretty much another sniper rifle. I'm gonna show you what attachments to add on to maximize its optimal range. You get 20% optimal range for the scope, 15 stability, 10 for the underbarrel, and then another 10 for the muzzle. And let me reset it. If we go over to the stats, since this is my primary weapon right now, it hits for a solid 58, which is pretty good. That is actually a sniper rifle tier without the mods added onto it. So then we go ahead and aim down sights, and the damage drop off is pretty good all the way across the board. And like I said, this is without steady-handed, so very good weapon. It's the best LMG for the range, and LMGs are across the board are very good at range, period. And then we're going to go to the next weapon class, would be the designated hitter. This is for the marksman rifle class, and this is the SR1, I believe, archetype. And look at what you can add on to it. This is why it's so much better than the rest of the marksman rifles in the class, because you got 20% for the rail, the optics, another 20% for the magazine, 10% for the muzzle, and then you can add accuracy to it. Let's reset it. We're gonna bring it back, and then we're gonna go scroll down to the range itself, and it's at a solid 90, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Like I said, a little bit earlier, the rifle the M1A, that actually has 93. This one has 90 with all its perks, and clearly you can see that it still hits effectively. Last hit was 165. Let's see if that's consistent up close. And actually not. From a distance, it seems like you got a little bit more damage from Weird Dogs or crit, but it's 132 after 3 shots of trying, and that was another 165. That must have been from the crit shot. And then let me go ahead and change the scope right quick to something that can zoom in, and I'll show you that back wall. There you go, 12 times zoom. And as you can see, that back wall when I was shooting that shotgun earlier, that's how much the spread is. So only a couple of pellets actually hit the target, and the rest of it went all the way around the target. So you're gonna hit them, but it's not gonna really be much of a benefit. We're using the Super 90 at that distance, but if you want to use a shotgun, as you can see, everything's pointing up. Everything's good to go. This is the best one for the range. And then that leads us to the good old pistol. So let me switch over to it. And actually I'm gonna go over to the pistol category itself. These are the 3 pistols in the game that shoots the furthest with almost 0 damage drop off. The only one that has one would be the sharpshooter pistol, and that's with the Ranger and with the distance already on it. But I don't like it because it's a 3-round burst, and then when you try and shoot that accurately, at least 2 of the bullets or rounds are not going to hit the target. So the ones I opted to go with would be the Orbit. The Orbit is nice. I love the Orbit because of the talent right here. It pretty much gives you a max crit chance and max crit damage by using just this pistol, by just swapping to it. Swapping to his weapon for 10 seconds, and that's actually gonna be my pistol build. Like I said, this was actually based off the pistol build, as you can see with the holsters and the shield, as was suggested that I should do from one of my buddies. But as you can see, this pistol right here has no damage drop off whatsoever, all the way up to 109 yards. This is insane. And another one that comes close would be this one. Had the same talent finisher on there, but it doesn't really matter. The reason why I selected this one because it has a damage on there, and I can actually show you the possibilities of this build if you were to max it out with the pistol damage from a distance. So if we go ahead and go here, we aiming 87. See far back, same thing, 87, way far back. Look at that, no damage drop off whatsoever at the farthest ranges. So that's pretty much it, guys. Those are the weapons. Once again, I'll show them all over again. These are the best pistols in the game as far as damage drop off goes, and these are the best weapons. The designated hitter, which I believe is part of SR1 archetype, right? And then we got the Super 90, the best shotgun as far as range goes in the game. The Police M4, also paired up with the Carbine 7, the best ARs for range in the game. Safety distance, the best submachine gun for range in the game. Military M60 and E4, or the Black Market or the Classic, best LMG in the game is when it comes to range. And then we got the Classic M1A, or the other variants of the M1A category. They have the best overall range in the game, period, when it comes to the main weapon archetypes or the primary weapons. Now, I did not show you what these things cap out at. So let me go ahead and do that right now. So after I reset everything, and we're gonna go down to the range. Look at that. Look at that range right there. And in fact, let me bring it up bigger on the bottom right hand corner. You can see the range right there. 319. Disgusting. That is easily 2 to 3 times better. Well, yeah, 3 times better and then some of your best primary weapon in the game. 319 compared to the classic M1A, which was just a mere 93. That's what I'm saying. Sniper pistol. And yeah, this is the main build archetype that I'm using. So if you want to use a shield build from that distance, you can. And you can hit for 319. Now, even if we take this off, right? Say, for instance, we are just going to put this on. And then we're going to run the same numbers, right? Let's see if that changes. It will. It drops it down to 78. And that's with no mods on there. And then even with the mods, let's see if it'll let me do it. And just let me show you exactly what it would be without me aiming down sights. Okay, let me restart it. I believe it was 87, if I'm not mistaken. I guess it won't change over right now. But yep, as you can see on this video, it was very hard to actually replicate that because it's a weird glitch in this game where if you switch over to the pistol, it will show the numbers at 400 and then it will show the numbers at regular. And I'm trying to get the numbers at regular so you guys can see it, and it still cap out 319. But trust me when I say this, it does definitely go down to 87 if you were to max it out and then not get that 400% boost. But on here, we was lucky enough for it to actually calculate that in. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. My next video will be a shield build, and it's gonna focus on a shield that will not break, but you'll also have the maximum crit chance and crit damage you could possibly have on there, and do as much damage as possible. So until next time, go ahead, look at my other videos. I think another one of my videos, the Sawyer's Post build, is actually heading up to over 1,000 views, so I really appreciate that support. And I tried throwing this mask. I know it looks stupid. I don't think I'll never put this mask on again because I don't know who came up with this design. You get this one super scope on there and then nothing else. I guess you're supposed to line up with one and then the other one gives you the information. I don't know. Don't care. Never wear this scope again. I just thought it would be, you know, relevant to the video I'm making since it has a telescope on there. But I'm babbling. Go ahead, hit the like, subscribe, and stay tuned for my other Division videos. Like I said, I would never do a meta build, so to speak. Like I always try to tweak it and do something different with it. But I like to do things that are outside the box that will get people thinking. And this one was one that I figure will be good for the more experienced players or non-experienced players, because every time we're in the DZ, people always break and run after you kill like their anchor and probably another person on their team, and especially they got a manhunt. These are the weapons that can stop that BS from happening. So until next time.